Alright, what's up, my friends? Gonna pull up the other chat, get that where it's movable. Hi there, Hoonier. How you doing, my man? Yeah, just another Monday, dude. I think it's Monday. At least in my neck of the woods, it do be. Just doing a little bit of grinding. Probably should be looking for push battles. But these take forever to find. So how's your day going? Hey, evening, EF. I don't know. How's it going, 51? So where you at, man? Man, they got me fighting all these guys all by myself. What the hell? Thank you, Spaz. Man, where was my team? Holy cow. But no clans, so that probably needs, I need a reset. Yeah, it's hot as hell here at E50. Oh. Take that 1,000 gold. Man, taking forever to find a battle today. I guess so, man. You're not even pulling this off very well either. Let me see this pilot real quick. 38. He's almost there. Let me go move him real quick. Oh, it's definitely a Monday, man. Definitely a Monday. I'm pretty sure that we get a pilot bonus today as well. So I may work towards getting to that. One sec, I'll be able to read. It is blazing up in my house today, so probably gonna be spending a lot of time trying to sneak outside. Hey, what's up, Speeder? Not a problem, man. It's gonna take me just a minute. I'm clearing ads for my pilot. That's what I'm really trying to work on. But yeah, dude, I'm down to help you out. Basically, what I do is I take an inventory of my weapons, and I decide what is my most powerful weapon, and how can I get more of those out into my hangar. And I build off my first hangar. That's key. You know, you build up your first hangar, and you divvy them out to put them on the most beneficial weapon platforms that they can hold. Fill those out with the best drones you've got. But with the modern games, you kind of almost want to set yourself up to base them. Hey, what's up, Echo? Hey, Abandoned. Um, you kind of almost want to base it around your drones. I don't know what drones you have available, but that is a solid way to build a hangar around nowadays. Because when you're growing, drones are a limited commodity. It may reset me right here. Yeah. With your drones being such a limited commodity, that's really where you want to focus. This drone right here, the Shay, the Apo is excellent. Friggin', and the Seeker as well. Those are probably the three strongest drones in the game right now. But I basically look at my weapons. Right now I have three of these Kirins leveled up. So I've got 1, 2, and 3 here. I've got 2 of the Gangles leveled up. And there's those 2 here. And I've got 5 of the Magwans. And those are my new weapons, all leveled up. In addition, I also have the stuff on my back burner. So I may be leveling these guys up. Try to pull out this kind of bad boy. Got these coming up as well. And other little things I'm working on. Nice. See, I just stick with one because if not, man, it's more or less like time as a resource. And if I divided it out, I could chase it, but I've got to know what's going to pay off. And if I diversified to going into something else, and E50, go ahead and grab me your pilot ID, dude, and we'll get into that. But I was just telling you a little bit of a basis on how I do it. So I basically stack all my weapons, and then I divvy it out, trying to put it out onto the most beneficial platforms. And I do a lot of tossing and turning. Like, is this one better than this? Like, I can take the Maguan Ravana here, and I may use the Ocho in its place. And I just keep I was thinking about bringing this guy in, but I've got to get that thing equipped with modules, and I also have to get it loaded up. All right, Siri, is that an I or an L? I'm gonna guess an I. All right. What hanger do you normally use? And first thing I'm going to say is having multiple hangers, not major advantage. Focus on one hanger, and then when you've got a hanger like all maxed out, then branch out. All right, the Dagon's going to cost you because the amount of weapon slots it has. Because if you're looking at the Raptor versus the Dagon, you've got to do twice as much to level that thing up versus doing right here. So I'm not sure if I would really recommend doing the Dagon as you're a growing player. The Ultimate Rocker is going to be very costly as far as what the upgrading it's going to be. You've got one of the stronger builds with the, but let's see what we have available here. I think the Shenlu is actually stronger than the Scorpion. So you might want to move the Muguan, but either one is going to cost you. Basically, if the whole pretense of the robot is to hide. Yeah, dude, I think you've just overdeveloped your hangars. You've got too many hangars going on, which is going to diversify your resources. But what I would do. Good night, Llama. Yeah, the pilot definitely helps. I might try the Aramis with the um, Raptor instead of the Cudgel. Cudgel's okay, but it's just not really the best. Yeah, and trying to figure out what he's using for a beacon runner and what he, because the rocker could be his beacon runner, but that thing's set up with distance. Then he's got regulators on his. One, two, three. And he's just going like in 6 different directions all at once. The Dagon really throws me off with that build. I don't think the Gecko's helping you very much at all. honestly, as I said, I think the Dagon, being that it has 6 weapon slots, so it's going to slow down your progress a lot. Why don't you take the Volt and match it here to your rocker? I don't know if I would do the Weber, but the Volt and the Weber do mate. They're all the same reload. And Medea doesn't make any sense because she's for DOT. Yeah, man. You got a lot of craziness here. I would push for your Raptor. Instead of the Cudgel, I think I would go with the Artemis. I think that's the direction I would do. I saw you had a couple smites. I see 3 of them. That might fit on your Dagon. And do howlers. Because you got... But... yeah, their Dagon throws me off, man. Yeah, I would move out of it. I would possibly even switch to the Shinlu. Hell, even if you swapped over to the Baglador, that's 2 less weapons to have to deal with. But your Shenlu looks like the strongest other robot I see. So I would switch out the Dagon, put in the Shenlu, keep the Feng Bao, put the Havoc and the Muguan over on it. Yeah, that's where I would go. Swap the Dagon with the Shenlu. Move the weapons from the Scorpion to the Shenlu. And the Loki weapon, the Armorous, I would put that on your Raptor instead of the Cudgel. Yeah, it is cost wise because if you have 6 weapons here and 3 weapons here, you can get this one twice as far as the leveling goes than you're going to be able to get this one. You know, it's better to have one good one than several mediocre ones. And for the weapons, weapons are just all over the place. You got like that Volt I would put over here. I think that's a heavy though, ain't it? So you'd need a Gauss there. I would move the Howlers. No, the Howlers are medium. Yeah, man, you're going like multiple different directions all at once. I was thinking about taking the Smites and putting those on the Dagon. Hey, thank you, man. Welcome to the Madhouse, dude. And I'd be careful on range. I don't see a lot of short range, but I see a lot of long range. But even the situation I'm at, I do a lot of, like, these robots right here are soon to come into my hangar. But if you notice, they don't have modules and they're not quite leveled up to my champ spec. These are robots that are pretty much good to go into the hangar. In fact, if I hit a sniper map, I might pull one of these out as an alternate play. But I mainly focus my front line. And I do try to find, okay, what is the weakest one? Sometimes it's the Shenlu because it dies so quickly. Sometimes it's, for the same reason, the Ravana. So I look at what else I could use in its place. And that way I'm getting the most for it as far as survivability, and Pathfinder's good. Oh, there's some little baby barn owls hanging out over here. I don't have any bounty data pads right now, man. You may have different deals than I do. I'll look for a bounty data pad, but I may just be so high up in the levels that they're not even thinking about offering them to me. Yeah, you just got to look at, what are the weaknesses of your hangar. And if you eliminate all the weaknesses, you'll eventually have a strengthened hangar. Alright, back to data pads. Vanity Dale. Check this one out. This is just paint jobs. And if they're making you buy it, they should make sure that it's all gold, man. Especially for that cost. That's messed up. One purple gold. I guess it's about what it should cost. But I'm not seeing bounty data pads. This would be a good little deal. That one as well. I would not try to use those weapons on that robot. Good pilot, though. That's a standard good one. That's more appropriate, but the wrong pilot. I guess could work. Classic. Yeah, I don't see bounty data pads, man. I think it may be lower leagues. So come on. There we go. This is my lowest account right here. That's a solid deal. Alright, so we'll take a look back at these offers. Alright, here's the bounty data pad. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that. You're better off buying it a la carte, because for $8 you're getting like a robot and maybe 3 weapons. You're best off to go and spend $7 and get something already set up with the MK. No, yeah, I would avoid those bounty data pads. That's not going to help you at all, dude. Just make sure that you're buying something that's MK2, not just regular stuff. Let's see. Even that one right there, even though the bot's only so, you could end up using the redeemers on something like a blitz or something. But look, $3, you get a Pathfinder. So you guarantee, and it's MK2. So that was one of the better bots there. You're better off getting the MK2 deal. Tier. Yeah, don't get the bounty pad, man. That will not help you. That will put you further behind. Because you would have been spending money on it. Because this right here would be a better deal for you. Because then you may get the Sam Jock and possibly the paint job for it. Yep. And these are the rare paint jobs because they only came out and they haven't been re-released. So that's where that becomes a benefit. These paint jobs are kind of hard to get unless you're there for the original event and pulled off the other. Titan pad. I'm not seeing the date. Let's see. I'll start it back from the beginning. So for $4, I can get a Dagon, 3 for a Pathfinder, 3 for a movie. See, those are much better than the bounty pads, because even the cheap bounty pad is $2, and you might get no. Don't do the bounty data pad. Avoid those like they're contagious. That will not help you. Let's see. I don't even know what I want to build in here. I can't believe you can't even build a shell. Oh, you can. Okay. I'm trying to think of what would be a benefit. I really doubt it's a weapon or anything. Is I need to go see what I got. Alright, so I need something to replace the bulwark. So what's going to replace the bulwark? And I got a pilot for it. So Baglador is probably going to be the replacement for the bulwark. I'm running Smooters in it. Let's see. Alright, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going back to workshop and I'm building a Smooter. There we go. Start production. Robot weapon. Start production. And I got a long ways to go. 2K a day, or 200 a day. Yeah, that's a long ways. I wouldn't really push a hazard. Hazards aren't really what they could or were. All right. I think this right here is not real. I think this is a who's it? And we're about to find out, but I really don't think I just won one of these. I think it's the one from here. It's just a late arrival. So we'll change this out and see if we have it. No, it doesn't look like there's one in here. So yeah, that's just a remnant. Love how they tease you because they did that to me before, and I thought I got a second Apo drone. I'm like, hell yeah! Then I started to look for it. I was like, where'd it be? I thought I went on somebody's giveaway or something, but nope. It was just a what do they call that? Or it's like old data that just shows up. But what I'm working on right now is actually this pilot. So I need to get him to level 40 and we'll have the discount coming up at $11.50. Oh man, that's cutting it close to the end. But yeah, that's how I build up my hangar. I first do an inventory. I see what my best weapons are, what are doing the most damage for me. Because that basically works out to how much silver I can collect in a battle. So the more kills you get, the more damage you deal. That all equates to how much silver you can make per battle. And the more you make, the more you can upgrade. So I take that silver, and during the week I'll look at what I want to move up into the hangar. It could be the weapons need to get a little higher level before they're ready to work their magic in champion. Maybe it's the whole setup that needs a little bit of work. Sometimes it's the pilots. Sometimes it's the robots. Like this robot, I kind of want to switch out the pilot and go with the other pilot I have available, Gloria. So I was working on her, and then I stopped working on her to work on the other pilot. This one, I'm thinking more or less as a replacement for this guy right here. So I'll take the two medium Muguans off of it, and then I'll swap down to, where is it? Oh, I've got a Kieran right here, but I got to get that up to level. Yeah, I would do Screamers over Hazard for sure. And sometimes what I'll do, Echo, is I'll run a private battle, and any one of your clanmates would gladly do this for you, I'm sure. But I'll basically go through and I'll make sure that it's either always on the same robot, so the pilot skills don't affect it differently. So it doesn't have weapon skills. And then I'll just single it out where it is the only weapon I have equipped. And I'll do everything exactly the same, and I'll just run a single weapon. So maybe if I wanted to test the difference between a Kieran and a Screamer, so I'll run a single private battle, and I'll record both, and I'll do a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and then I'll come back and I'll watch the recording, and I'll use a stopwatch to find out which one had the highest DPS or damage per second, aka what killed my target the quickest. But once again, it's always the same target with the same parameters. Sometimes I will go against specialized targets, and like if it's something in an ability, I'll use different weapons to attack it at those specific points. That way I know if I'll be able to get through their shield if a shield pops up, or if it bypasses their defenses in some sort of way to give me a slight little advantage. Like if I'm trying to figure out how to kill a raptor, I'll run it against every single thing I got and time it out with the abilities and doing the jumps and all that. And that way, yeah, you're going to want to save like 300 mil just to get it to the MK2 point. It's not a cheap process, and you're going to want to wait till the 40% discount. So during the week, if you notice, yes, I got an upgrade going, but no, I'm not using my speed ups. What I'm doing is I'm just letting that slow cook, and I'm trying to get that number right there to grow. So during the week I collect my silver and my gold, and on the weekends when it's the big discount, that's when I spend it. But I'm not trying to rush my upgrades. You know, I may have, like, it's got the Nania. So right now, because I already have 2 leveled Nanias, I want to push one more. Maybe I'll go on a Pathfinder. Or if I get 2 more, maybe I'll toss it up onto a Typhon or something like that with 4 weapon slots. But then when I do that, I've got to figure out what weapons are going in its place. So it is a possibility that I might try the Weber and Gauss build for it, just so I could, instead of having 2 of the Nano weapons out on the field, I may only have 1. Wait. No. By swapping the bot over, instead of only having 2, I could double that to like 3 or 4. depending on the robot platform. And as I said, it just comes down to what weapons you have are going to do the most damage, aka make you the most silver. And then you decide what are the best platforms to put them on. Like right now, yeah, I've got the Samjock, but what if I swap the Samjock for a Curry? Which one has more survivability and which one can do more damage? And the Curry is not super strong in the current meta. Even with the Pascal drone, which is super dedicated to it now. Welcome back, dude. Right, well, dude, honestly, what you want to do is take that $15 and stuff it in your wallet. Put it behind your driver's license or ID card or whatever, and want it for a week. Oh, my skills? I've got to upgrade him a little bit more further too. I went with all the basics, all the grand, you know. It does have a grab a beak and get a little bit more defense and the quartermaster skill. But in the same light, I'm also working to swap over to this guy right here. And I'll level him all the way up before I double back and correct the skills. But he's got so now I need to go through and I upgrade some skills and change out a few, kind of cherry pick at that point. But it's like, okay, do I fix this pilot to make it the best possible, or do I invest the resources into, oh shoot, or do I invest the resources into getting this pilot built up? Because with that 15%, I throw Master Gunsmith, that makes it 20% right when it leaves. So, what I would do, Echo, the smart thing to do is if your clan has the shipyard here, you make 5K extra thorium a month just by going to right here. So if you go to the web store every day, that's 100 free thorium. So that's 3K thorium right there. Every day, you know, you got to go every day. Now, that 100 thorium a day, and then this one right here, the 500 a week plus 50 D points. Now 500 a week is what? That's 2,000. So that's 5,000 total every day. Now you take that 5,000 total and you go into your shipyard that your clan's going to help you out with. Now that 5,000, it goes straight to your shipyard. So for 2,500, you can fill this bingo box. And then you're working towards Fredericks and other motherships. You'll end up getting, what is this, a Paladin? Yeah, Paladin pretty much right off the bat. You get yourself some Beholder components, so you'll be working towards that. And a Frederick. And all three of those are great freaking motherships, dude. All three of them. But that 5,000 a month means all your other thorium that you earn can go directly to your clan. And you don't have to worry about stiffing your clan, because checking the web store every day affords you the free shipyard. Now, the free shipyard, that's going to get you points for motherships. So right now I could build and start leveling a paladin. I can do the same thing with an Avalon. I can build a beholder, but I don't have any parts to upgrade it. You know, these two I already have. I can almost build a roulette, and I'm working towards building a Frederick. That one's going to take quite a few months. And you just want to keep holding. Don't ever sell nothing, man. Selling things is where you're going to end up in trouble. So even if it's a rinky-dink weapon that you don't want or think you need, when you get these certain little leaderboards, like this one right here, it's saying, look, do orbital, do orbital, do orbital, and use an upgrade token for spending. No, you don't want to do that. You want to get the things for free and get your points for it. You know, and that's, these are like guaranteed points that I can do almost instantly. So I'll count these up, figure out what I need to have or whatnot, and see what the points are going to gain me, and then grind until I hit that one point, and then I can know that my grinding has been a benefit and I don't have to grind any further because I could just buy it off with points. Then I'll continue to grind, and I just watch this timer, right? Now, when I was with the dead, I put every single penny into towards the clan. But look here, dude. I haven't done anything with my motherships yet. I've just been grinding. And that's not even a full day into it. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get this beholder Frederick right here set up with pure grind. And that's 10k parts. And that's one of the better motherships they have. So you gotta really focus your grind, dude. And I haven't been grinding hard at all. I don't know if you've seen how many games I've played, but I've been pretty quiet about it, you know? Which is funny because look right here, I'm in Champ 2. Let's see, 77.57. I'm at 60 something. Now I've probably got to chase and catch up to my clanmate. I don't know who you are. I've been given 78.20. All right, and where I'm at? Oh, he's not that far ahead of me. I'll catch up to him. But it's good to have somebody to keep you on your toes, you know, to chase after. Like way back when I was at Lags, I would strive to try to catch up to Hulk and his freaking cups. Yeah, champ cups. And it's good to have a goal. Hey, let me catch up to him. Let me surpass him, and you know, send him a screenshot. Hey, look what I did. Yeah, you know, it's good to have those little things. But know who you're chasing after. You know, not every chase is worthwhile. You know, Champs 2, I'm actually blown away that I'm on Champs 2. He's at 78. Let's see, he's going to be in here somewhere. Oh, there he is. Kink Spoon. And he's not that far ahead of me. So we could look at here and say, okay, let's strive for Champs 1, because that's only like 400 cups. No, I have not gotten that one yet. I still need to get some battles in. But I'm within 20 of it. So I just got to get 17 battles won. And I'm pretty good at winning push. And I just got to destroy some enemies and push. And that would probably come with the wins. So I could get it if push mode weren't such a... Yeah, that was a freaking awesome little robot, dude. But yeah, dude, set yourself up. Look for, goals. And try to set your goals up. Because that's not too hard. You got Lags guy right here. Tim Too Long. And it looks good for your clan, dude. You know, you throw your clan name up in here, that's good juju. It's good for your clan. You know, you're getting them a little bit of, who is it? A little notoriety. I would have thought my clan leader would have been up on that. Where's he at? I know he's talking about taking it easy. Yeah, I've actually surpassed my clan leader, and he is just freaking a monster, dude. Well, it's not about just you and me, man. We would have to get a little bit more than just us two in there. Because I don't think private battles count. Hey, what up, man? Good game earlier, dude. Don't worry, I didn't, have that one on. But I did notice you in there. Try to make it as tough on you as I could, but I know y'all won that one. But awesome gaming with you, dude. You definitely keep me on my toes when I see you across the field. It's one of those situations I would much rather see you in blue than red. So how you doing today, Brent? That and my freaking hanger is like made out of flypaper. It's so lightweight and easy to come down. It's bad. I gotta get some strength up in my hanger. But I'm trying to do it without the cost of power cells. Those things are way too damn expensive. Yeah, and if you got the Apodrome, man, that's the way to go with it. 100%, dude. That's a hell of a build, too. Do you have the Super Duper Pilot? Yeah, see, that's one. I don't know if I would say you suck, dude. They may have a different setup than you. One thing I did when I started losing power cells is I moved my power cell button here to the middle. It kind of gives me something where I can use it as an aiming trick, where I'm able to use it as like a targeting uh, receptacle. I don't know, the targeting thing where I can basically use it if I go blind as a targeting thing. Right, but what pilot did you have? Because if you got this guy right here versus it doesn't even show me. Yeah, that may be why then. Because if you got the one that's doing the blinding action, that could give him some major advantage. That's one thing that adds a lot of survivability to that robot. Because if they're in the air and you shoot them with the shield down, you go blind instantly. So that's like 10 seconds. You're fumbling your thumbs and can't do a whole bunch of much unless you have a mothership available to cleanse you. I can't believe I can't even look at the pilot. That's messed up. Oh, the robot itself gives you blind. Okay. So what does Adam do? Adam like gives you what? Quicker or extra charge? Can't be extra. A faster recharge. All right, so you can't lose weapons. And yeah, with the freaking havocs on it. Well, a Leo is like a whole different fish because a Leo has major added defense. But it's a damn good bot, dude. It's the one I wish I had my collection, and if I had the weapons, it would be that hookup you got right there. Yeah, but if they're not the ones blind, you're talking about 1v1, but it may not be the 1v1 because it's a 16-second cooldown, which isn't all that bad. So once every 16 seconds they're going blind, but what if somebody else picked up the blind for them?
That's the way I'm feeling with this thing, dude. It's. I'm thinking it's my skills. Did I take it? Because I have not won a single game today. Damn, I'm gonna have to go back and count all those Titan Slayers, man. That was amazing. That was a good comeback. But it was all about the freaking map awareness, battlefield awareness. Because if I wouldn't have seen that Ravager working the backfield, he was almost in my spawn and just shooting in the midfield. Everybody else was not paying attention to him. I had to stop, focus him out, and he got pretty damn close to getting me. That was a hell of a battle, though. Well, a lot of it, Brent, is going to be because of us being on a mixed platform or a solitary platform. So the battles should get better as soon as the platforms start coming back together. You just got to take it, you know, with a grain of salt. It's really all you can do. Oh, yeah. Got three of those still. We're on Mars right now. It may be. I don't. I haven't really asked when the. I haven't been kept in the loop as far as when the platforms are coming back together. What is kind of typical for this period. Why does this guy have a dong, dude? What? Hey, what's up? How you doing, man? Shit. I'm watching. I'm watching. I just messed that up, didn't I? Screw it. You getting it? Try to keep you. Well, maybe not. Damn. Yeah, that's a risky one. I think your Raptor right now is a stronger bet. It Condor's still good, but I would focus on one robot at a time, and I think right now the Raptor is stronger than the Condor. It can eat a lot of power cells though, depending on how you have it set up. And the funny thing is, they both have the same weapon setups. So by having a heavy and then two light, um, that does change things a little bit. Because, hey, what's up, Lobo? All right, Speeder, not a problem, man. If you want, post your link up in here, dude. But for a mediocre battle, that was pretty good. That was all watching that one guy. He came in hard with his Raptor, was trying to spawn raid us. So I had to put that to an end. And then he came in with his Titan. Worked it down little by little, piece by piece. And honestly, I probably should be running a Raptor myself. But these are the weapons I use on it when I'm running it. So when I'm running my Raptor and my Condor, I switched this to Howler Screamer and run the Gangle and Kirin on the Raptor. And I generally start with it, but with it using the jump unit, it will absolutely devour, and I mean to a high degree, your power cells. And I try not to use my power cells unless absolutely extremely beneficial. So if I'm behind in the game or if I'm winning the game, I won't use them. And yeah, close games I'll use them, but not every game. But you'll also notice when I'm rolling solo, my totals are massively different than when I'm in a squad. If I'm in a squad, I may only hit like 3-4 million, but I'm doing a whole bunch of different stuff. And it could be the exact same hanger. I'm just playing it differently. I'm working the backfield, making sure that nothing's getting captured, and where when I'm running solo, I may be pushing the front a little bit harder than I would normally. The discount, yes, it does. That was a pretty fun little battle. But yes, Echo, if you have a 40, 45%, even a 30% discount, even a 25%, that will apply to UE stuff. And yeah, you want to. What I would do is do your math because that's pretty much instant stuff you can do even if you have another upgrade pushing.
But even if you didn't do it for her, is there a call?
Apology accepted.
I am very sorry. No.
Unless you landed.
You did. You did it after? Which is actually why I'm here. I might have made mistakes when I said I couldn't be a girl. And my fault.
Yeah, you made a huge mistake. And then now I need to tell you that.
So, should we go get a drink tonight?
I think there's nothing that I would rather do. But I can't. I gotta see someone and,
If you want that, come find me. I ran into Samantha Rouse back. She was leaving. Impressive woman.
she's not the only one.
Sorry, guys, wanting to make a cup of coffee.
Hey. I'm guessing you got the package from Kevin. And I'm guessing.
Yep. What they're probably doing is they probably saved up a great reserve
left my phone outside. That won't be good. But to do 3, it's not going to be cheap. So either they took advantage of some deals, or they had like $1 billion silver saved up, which is really the way to do it. It's did not mean to drop my phone. Sorry, guys. But saving your silver is very, very important. If you notice right now, I've got 22. And let's see. Yeah, I can get somewhere I have the totals, and I'll post that to my Discord. If you want to tag me in the Discord, I'll tag you back with the uplink as soon as I run across it. I know where it is. It's just trying to find it while trying to run a stream at the same time is a little bit arduous. But I've got all like the whole stat sheet for doing the UE weapon, how much it would cost on every level, and that way you'll know exactly how much you had to spend. So if you tag me on Discord and like, hey, where's that stat sheet or whatnot, and I'll run over to the DM where I have it and I'll copy it over to you. Or even post it into the whatchamahoosit, because it's a very helpful thing to have available. We'll be getting back to the games here in just a minute. I just noticed that there's getting limited time on the supply drop list thingy, and I'm also trying to push my pilot. But with only an hour left, I wanted to get that knocked out so I won't go over and accidentally forget it. I don't know what that means, but it changed my life. Now, when you get the supply drop center, do y'all actually chase after certain things? Because when I do my supply center, I'm going after these things right here, the power cells, the platinum, I was trying to get the big platinum here, but all in all, I did pretty good. But I do try to get the platinum, the gold, and the power cells. Everything else I can pretty much get during the games. But I try to make it worthwhile. Where the power cells are kind of hard to come by in a regular game, and platinum is kind of hard to come by. That's normally 2 videos, so grabbing that is a bonus. And let's see, that's like 4 videos worth of right there. And no, that with the silver is a solid video too. That's like a million and a half game times 2, or with the 50% for the video. I just wasn't sure if y'all actually tried to get specific things or not. Tenchiki. Oh, okay. You're running over here and getting the small chest. I like the big chest, man. Even though it's only weapons and stuff, the way I see it is I'm stacking for a future leaderboard. So if you get the leaderboard that says upgrade so many things, if you have a total of 300 low level weapons, you can end up doing it with the lower level items. And I've gotten it a few different times, but there's some like I don't even want to. And I've found selling weapons is such a bad thing to do. But I will go through and see like, I don't need to do that one. I could do that one and try to minimize them. Where I only have so many of them leveled up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those 4, I'll work to like level 3, and I'll do 2 of them on the way up. But I never even did anything with those type of weapons. Same thing with these. Right now I'm trying to swap out the level 9 Liming, and I've got a level 7 right here. So I've got to get that thing leveled up. Well, if you do a whole bunch of the lower stuff, it's like getting things to like level 4, I think is the trick. You can do it with silver and gold fairly cheap, especially if you have the the VIP going on, because then gold's cut in half. Still pretty penny. When it comes to using gold for these speed ups, the last 4 hours is like an 80 piece of gold. And like the first couple videos you're watching only takes about 18 gold off. But I do it with grind, dude. I do it straight grind. But in order to do that, I have to have a lot of them. And then I'm freaking doing videos, rinse, repeat, doing videos, rinse, repeat. And what I'll do is I'll get things to like, I'll do like this turmeric sneer. If I upgrade that, that's 1 video. So I'll do the level 1 and 2 on the blue, but when it comes to level 3 to 4 on the purple, it requires 6. So I'll watch 1 video, and then with that remainder hour, I'll do my grind. So I'll set up a 1 hour clock on the thing, and then I'll just grind videos, clear off this one, and then go back to the levels 1, 2, and 3, or levels 1, level 2, and then I'll leave the 3s alone until I run out of videos, and then I just get those knocked out, hit the hour timer, and bumping coffee. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, man. You must be thinking this is a GTA video. This ain't Bannock Show, man. This is not Duckron's GTA channel. Having the coke labs and the acids and whatever things they have over there. That's some craziness. One day I'll have me a PlayStation. That'll be sweet. I'll have to get on, show them guys what GTA is really about. I used to play that way back in the day. I don't think I can play it with a phone though. Yeah, I've got a coffee brewing right now. I do. But then I came out to have a smoke. Got my videos cleared off. About ready to head back in. Get some battles in. But if you notice, I'm not messing with that upgrade video. My videos are actually going in for the pilot. So I got him from 30 to 40 today with the videos. And coming here in an hour, I'll have a pilot discount. So at that point, I'll get even more progress on him. Now that he's got, I did do that as a random. It gave me this one for Power Man on the Weber. So when I swapped over to the Nanya and Lenani weapons, I got that one rotated out, and oh man, it gave me like 4 skills I had no interest in whatsoever. Then when it gave me this one, I was like, screw it, I'll wait till I got her fully loaded. I'll get these skills up here, and then I'll go back. I like it. It's a cautious bot. You have to play it from afar, so you want to use your range for sure. And one of the dangerous things I found is if I link up to, let's say, an Ocho, like one of the Ford frontline guys, I got to be real cautious to watch his range and stay far enough back where I can support him and still be set up. Yeah, it stacks damage, plus it has the nuke amp too. I never really even read it. Let's see. It takes off, gaining several counter blind. So that's why you see me landing a lot with it. That, and I'm trying to move other. I'm trying to use the links to switch into different dudes and give them slight advantages. Maybe I see a guy needing some healing, so I'll swap over to them, get some healings. I think I keep my stacks, even if they die, or if I land or whatnot, I get to keep them. Yeah, I definitely try to spin through the first round, first salvo, and get rid of that first one, and then I'm real cautious. I'm trying to play it like a sniper, and like, okay, let me line up my shot. Okay, blam, because 1 or 2 of those bullets is taken out of an enemy. Sometimes it takes a few more, but. And this is where recording your games is going to come into a major effect of help for you. Because if you watch on the right, it will show you how many effects you're under. But during a battle, it's very hard to watch it. So if you go back and then review it and see it where it's stacking up, then you know how to look over quickly and see where your stacks are, without having to stop and calculate, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? While you're in the heat of a battle, trying to learn it. It's just a little bit of foolery. And whatever you're targeting will show up over here as far as their buffs and debuffs. So it does make a lot of sense to record it, and then you can just look at it when you know what's going on, rather than trying to learn what's going on while you're in the middle of trying to get people targeted and choosing which ones. Like, there's a major difference between early game Nuo and late game Nuo. And Nuo is one of the ones you kind of want to run late game so you can hook onto your Titans and stuff like that. But I like running it early so I can get my new camp charged up and get the beacons and stuff. Let's see. What do I have as far as skills? It is giving me defense for the beacons. So if I capture a beacon, that gives me 30 seconds of defense. I'm not really worried about the Master Gunner Smiths. I'll bump those up tonight. Might bump up the Roadhog as well, get me some extra speed. But these other ones I may be switching out down the road. I just got to be real cautious on where I spend it, getting it leveled up and such. But having yes, armor expert for sure. Let's see, what would I pick? Let's get a little ahead of the game here. Instead of explosive expert, let's go ahead and I don't know if death survivor would be so smart. Maybe foolhardy. Um, the normal ones I go for are like stubborn warrior. Wonder worker would probably do well if I'm landing a lot. So I may switch over to the. What did I do? Okay. Hey, what's up, Becco? Mechanic, armor expert for sure. Mechanic, it already has a built-in mechanic, and I'm not so sure about Wonder Worker because of that. Because anytime I'm in the air, I'm pretty much getting a natural mechanic. So what I'll do is I'll go down the list and look at these symbols and look at the defense ones. Let's see, adamant, no. Stubborn, yes. Armor expert, 100%. So I'll make sure I get those 3 different skills. And I've got 3 different skills I need, so then I'll have 2 other skills. I may keep with the explosive expert, but then it's needing it for this one and the Nanias. And I think that only works on the second part. Yeah, area damage. So it's making my second burst even stronger. But the downside is because there's both heavy and medium, I would have to get it for both, and right now it's only hooked up on the heavy, which is probably the better one anyway. So let's go ahead and hit the upgrade and see what that is. DOT, it doesn't even tell me what the other is. So, and it's a level 5. Oh, let's go back to here. Here's also a level 5. Same thing. So how you doing, Mr. Fortnite? I'm about to get into a battle of. Let me finish my smoke first. In fact, no, I'll run one more battle. Nah. Oh wait, I only got one more resource booster. So I'll play that with a cup of coffee in my hand and I'll play it a little smarter than normal. I did go over and fixed a lot of his pilot skills. So these are the ones I went with. Got the stubborn, I got the armor expert, the roadhog. Roadhog was funny because I think I had a choice between that and the during the ability. So I guess I get more weapon damage with the primary engaged. More damage to Titans, Titan Master, yeah. So far, this is working out to be a pretty solid build for it. I think if I was going to change one off, it would be Survivor. Let's see. What's increased weapon damage, but losing speed. So trading one for another is not really recommended. And I don't want a beacon skill. Not sure if tough guy is the way to go. Or a stubborn speedster. I'm thinking I might switch that to like this Titan one up here. Increased durability and damage. So the rationalist, the generalist, they just don't do as much. So I'd be taking a hit. But I wouldn't be losing my speed so bad. So that thing would probably freaking rock. But yeah, and with this game, you want to think ahead. Like I was telling Speeder, take that money, throw it in the back of his wallet, and say, hey, I'm not going to spend it for a week. And that way he can still get what he wants, but it's more of a informed decision. He could do shopping on it and decide, okay, where exactly do I want to put that money, instead of immediately going to the store, throwing it on a card and dropping it in the game and spending it before doing the research. You want to think out your purchases. Because even not very long ago, Brent hooked me up again with another 10 on DGEMs. But I went and bought more Memoriam, I think, and a little bit more silver and gold for doing the upgrades, because I knew I had this thing coming up. And when I did that, I think it may have triggered me into the 30% discount instead of getting the 40 or 45. Which ain't too bad, you know, you're getting the big discount, but losing that 10%, that 10-15%, that's where it got me. And I am going to make the coffee at the moment, so I will be getting back to the games here shortly.
And were allowed to celebrate their traditions.
On Sunday afternoon, after worship, unite and sell the wares and practice drumming and dancing and singing. No other place in the country allowed that kind of public, free congregation. It's made a difference in fact.
Those African traditions started to merge with the musical influences all around, like classical music, opera, mambo, tango. Immersed in this stew of cultures, locals like Louis Armstrong.
And I will be right back with this making the transition now. Plugging my stuff up, and I will be there once again. Read chat. Right. Well, I was thinking because I had a buttload of silver, I had it up to like 400. 400 mil. It may have said, okay, well, you don't need as much of a discount. The week before, I ended up with a 45. So it's, you know. But the real trick is you earn the silver during the week and you spend it on the weekends. That helps it to go a little further. Especially now that they're getting a little bit more consistent with the discounts. Before, man, I had freaking. Oh, man. I had like one of those big desk calendar things, and I would write down what discounts were every. Because they would release it at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'd be there checking it every day, writing it all down, trying to find some sort of pattern. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out a pattern. Now it's a little bit more understandable. Now it seems like they actually have a pattern. Well, I think what it is you've got the big discount and the little discount. They're both random to you individually. But, like, everybody gets the same big discount. But then it's like, do you get the high, the medium, or the low? Yeah, that sounds about right. And trying to figure out where the pilots and all that fit in. And then the drones. The leaderboards can be a little bit of a indicator as well. Why you be lying to yourself like that, man? I can understand it though. I think the Leo might be a stronger platform for him though. Because the Leo's more of a brawler. How come you don't take damage? What do you mean you got room for another? Oh, I'm solo at the moment. We could get something going. I'm game for it. Brent, you want to get in or are you working? See, that video might be worthwhile because that's 7 mil or 70 thou or 700 thou. What? Oh, okay. Abandoned, did you want to squad up? Do some duos? All right. Right now I'm debating, do I want to take advantage of an extra 700? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I didn't beat you that bad, dude. And it's going to take practice, dude. 100% it's going to take some practice. That's where those, like the TDM brawler thing they have right now. That's where you get your practice. You learn how it works, and then take it into professional games. Let's see. This one right here, the Brawler's Rumble. Yeah, maybe a little seal clubbing, but the game so freaking, yeah, you can do this on grind alone. Yeah, that's a stupid overpowered build. You just got to be able to get in, run close with it. But if you can close the distance, they're yours, man. 100%. What drone are you running with it? Well, I guess, man, you gotta know so much about this game now. You gotta push the beacon, sir. Well, that was a fun start. Man down. Yeah, I use the whatchamahoots it tell me how long. I use a timer. What I noticed, I don't have those all maxed. But when I get my discount come up, I start a 24-hour clock. And you keep going in the cloak right before I can even get in. So I keep losing my hookup to you. Welcome back, man. See, if you're starting with your ducks, that might make a little bit better sense. But you got phase on your ducks too, so that would be a hard one to link up to as well. Yeah, but right, but I'm starting with the Nuo. So what can you do the most damage with? Because I'm offering you a damage boost. And are you using phase with those? Because that will break the link. I think that's the first time I ever noticed the Tonka truck right there. And having man down is not helping us. Alright, let's see what you got. Yeah, dude. You got phase on everything. So I can link with your Raptor. And I can link with your Mauler. Everything else would be negated if you used your ability. Start off with your Raptor. I'll follow you in. Yeah, but if you use phase, that leaves me hanging there. Like, there's no way for, unless we were on comms, for you to tell me, oh, I use phase, the link is broke. So start off with your Raptor. Do you have a super jump Raptor? Is that what it was? No, you got a healing Raptor. So you can't even get to the beacons very quickly. Alright. Yeah, start with your Raptor. I'll link with you there. I'm not going to link in abandon. If you cut the link, that leaves me defenseless. See, now you got extra height power, dude. I just gotta play it super safe. And the link's broke. And I'm dead. What's up, Ryan? Yep. We got to work together, and it's pretty hard without comms. But everybody went low, so I went high. Right, but it's how you do it. Um, if you notice, I keep trying to play the different sides. You got a left side and a right side, and then you got the middle. So you just got to figure out which way they're pushing, which way you're pushing, and where they're lacking, and where you're lacking. It's all a big balancing act. And play whatever you want, man. I'm just gonna wing it. Hey, what's up, Anti? It's going. Bandits in game. Well, this ain't good. I'm on center. Yeah, just uh, maintaining it and waiting for it to free up. That's not a lag thing. I think one of the team broke it. I don't think it was our team. So just get on a beacon and stand on it. They were seeing us pulling it back. We were starting to win, so yeah. But if I do that, I may lose the stream. There you go. But the problem is, isn't Brent in a different clan? He's not in lags. He's in shooting stars. Going out for a smoke. Let's see. But even the clock stopped, which is weird. Normally the clock will keep going. Man, I thought we were actually going to win this one too. I think it's been 5 minutes though, man. I'm heading back to hangar. I had some bunkness. Let's see, 10 minutes. I got time for a good, quick game. Well, when I saw it happening on Chona's stream, that was different. I think that's with some of the people that she's playing with. I think they're instituting that because we didn't have a single problem of that happen at all until we played Chona's squad, and the lay people are not exactly known, and I've even caught a couple of the EX guys tanking, and EX is kind of known. So I think Chona's gonna end up getting herself in a lot of trouble with who she's squadding up with and who she's aligning herself with. But when our squad ran across Chona's, it happened 2 times in a row when we started to recover the game. And it didn't happen at all during any other battles. And I even called it, and we were seeing other things that were quite fishy during that battle. So I really believe that there was some hacking and stuff involved, and I don't think she's observant to it. So I think some of the people she's squatting with are hacking, and she's gonna end up looking like a fool just for the people she's squatting up with. And that could look really bad and even get her kicked out of the creator club if she gets caught squadding with people who are being accused of hacks and using hacks, and that could just go really bad for her. And that's why I was trying to give her the warnings of it. It's like, hey, Chona, watch yourself. Watch these other people that are trying to get a little famous by being on your show, but if I'm playing and all of a sudden that starts happening a lot, I'll be really evaluating who I'm playing with. Especially if it became like a average thing. But I play freaking 12 hours a day, easy. Yeah, but it's not been since the update. It happened to us last week when we faced her squad as well. And we weren't time dropping or anything. It was just luck of the draw because we were a full squad out freaking rocking it out. And it was like, wait a second. I saw Chona's squad come up twice last week when she was doing her live stream. And it's both times we ended up getting those messed up battles. And I would have to, I don't know, I would tell her to sit back and watch the things and see if she can see them doing anything funky, or if some funky things just seem to happen when they're around. And that could be the case. They could be hiding it from her. Of course, nobody's going to say, hey, yeah, I'm using a cheat, unless they're like super proud of it. Yeah, but this is basically my whole life. You know, I don't have a job. I'm about to start working, and it's going to take my 80 hours of War Robots a week and change it around. So I'm working for like 40, 50 of those hours. So I'm not going to have the gameplay I used to have. But right now, I'm putting in friggin' 80 hours a week playing this game. And some weeks even more. See you, buddy. But after this game, I'll show you, man. I'll show you straight up how many hours I play. And it doesn't even show the full hours because I shut the game down to go flip over to my other phone to watch my ads. So there's good half hour, hour or so in addition, easy, with just me watching ads per day. Corruption. Yeah, and there are. And EX is a very high end, a high spending clan. I've known people who went into EX, and I've known players that share accounts in EX. I was even offered an account sharing process where, because I do know my shit so well, they were wanting to put me in a filler account where I just write it for certain hours per day, and I would be able to use the fully maxed equipment as I went. You know, where they keep an account rocking for 24 hours a day. But one person by themselves, they're not able to keep an account 24 hours a day. But you get three people together, and then you've got the ability to segment, divide it out, where let's go to the weekly. That was yesterday's 14 hours. Here's today. And the day's not quite up, but 64 hours last week, 83 the week before, 66 and a half. And this was when I got my phone. So it was a short week. But this week so far, 2 days, I'm already 24 hours into it. Yeah, I know that. Well, I know Spanish is a big thing for EX, and I don't think I know EX has the ability if they wanted to, because anybody can find those freaking codes and stuff. I ended up catching one on my feed where it was like, all right, here's what you got to do. You got to go get this. You got to go get that. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm glad that information is so easily accessible that they're just going to throw it at me if I'm not even looking for it. But I know EX shares codes or shares accounts So they'll have like one person who can afford it, and then they distribute the account where other people who are good players and have the time. That way, the accounts get rolled over and used pretty much 24 hours a day. And I don't see that as bad as like hacking, but it is still a falsity. If you have multiple people working together, that will make it a lot easier for 20% off my robot pilot. All right. That will make it a lot easier for them to go through and maintain things like Legend League and stuff like that. What did we get? Spy. I don't care for spy. They are being stingy with the defense. Yeah, Brian. I've got another surgery coming up on Tuesday. When I recover from that surgery, I can go back to work. It's pretty simple. I can't start a job and say, hey, I need to already take a couple weeks off to go recover from a surgery that I haven't even had yet, which just got pushed to Tuesday. So I guess that's when I'm going to go and do that. And then I'm probably going to, I don't know, hopefully I get spotted so I can get back into my car and start doing DoorDash or something like that. And I'll have to learn that whole process, which I should be pretty good at it. Used to drive a cab a long time ago and driving people's food around. Seems like it would be pretty well. But I'll just have to figure out the timing during the day and match my schedule to work along what that schedule is, where I can make the money in their prime hours. Oh, shoot. Shoot. Yeah, I've got my gallbladder taken out, and now they're gonna play with the pancreas. They removed the gallbladder 2 weeks ago. This next one is the pancreas and the tube they have going from the pancreas to the stomach. They're gonna change that out. I believe that's the order of the day. But they're gonna cut away the bad part of the pancreas and hopefully and then change the tube from the metal tube I have to a plastic tube so it has more longevity. Please make sure you leave me out a pack of smokes. But once that tube's replaced, and then then I just have to get my car back up into working order. So it's gonna need an oil change. I don't know about the tires. It still needed some work. I've got to fix the sunroof because it leaks water. So I can't even freaking unlock the car right now. The locking mechanism's not working right on the car. So it's just always a to-do list. Kind of how I'm always being picked on for nagging about the resources for the game. It's just I look at all the little things. Right now, the car's got to get a license plate. I've got to get insurance. I've got to fix the leak on the sunroof because every time it rains, I'm getting a puddle in the car. Right now, there's standing water in the car, which is probably fucked up the interior electronics. It's just, as I said, the oil needs to be changed. When I got it, it was not doing 100%. So all the little money I made from my side ventures, I ended up going to LKQ, getting parts off of the junkyard and fixing it up. But I barely made just enough to get the car fixed. Well, could be worse. Whatever happened to spaghetti incident? Dr. Jellyfinger. I don't know what the Dr. Jellyfinger means, man. And I didn't bring my phone out here. Dang it. Destructive appetite. That mean he's looking so pretty? Uh, nah, dude. Not at the moment. I'm not trying to do the seal clubbing at the moment. I gotta clear my videos. And they don't give Pilot XP. So I gotta, even though that would be, that's Fast 5, right? No, it's Brawler Rumble. Damn. I don't think he's 300 pounds. I don't know, dude. Wasn't he the guy that, yeah, there's no way he was 300 pounds. I don't know, dude. I haven't really followed them in a long time. Even when I was young, I really didn't follow them. Listened to their music, I liked it. Great freaking albums. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, wouldn't he, like, yeah, I guess he's putting on some weight. But it ain't no 300. But look, man, he's 63, dude. Give the man a break. Be shocked he made it through the 80s. That's an interesting mix. Now, if you put freaking Limp Biscuit in there, corn dog and biscuit, and that would actually be a good transition. You start some of them with rap, go into Limp Biscuit, and end with corn. Or you start with corn and end up in freaking Snoop Doggy world. But it's freaking vastly different genres. Definitely different crowds. So I don't know if you're pulling my leg on that. Possibly. Because he's only looking like 210, 220 there. He's got a little bit of chunk on him, but nothing like an extra 100 where he's like overflowing the gut or nothing. You know, now he's just a thick boy. He's got the dad bod. You should know about some dad bod, right? Oh man, I'm gonna have to grind this pilot out. Oh, that's gonna suck. Let me go grab my other phone. I can get these videos freaking cleared off. And I might do that with the speeder. But there ain't no silver in it, and that's really what I need to work on. I need to keep working on building up my silver for next weekend. Those modes, it's just like when you go and play private modes with Billy. There's just no silver in it, and it will cost you boosters. On top of that, boosters and power cells. Here's my phone. Alright. So it's this one, it's a mothership. Ow. Open the game on that one. Open the pilot. Come back, look at chat. You drank 2 of 1 what? Uh, what do you mean the random loot box? Mi no comprende, mi amigo. Oh, the daily? Yeah. It's midnight. So the supply center is restacked. And that's what I do, dude, all day long. That's all I'm doing is I'm just chasing the ads. What can I do to get more ads? What can I do with my ads? So I'm just constantly grinding my account. So, and I would have to do a lot more grinding if I wasn't getting hooked up with Brent, too. Brent's been awfully generous the last little bit. He's the reason my freaking Nuo got leveled so quickly. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm doing with it right now. But I'm trying to push that Nuo pilot so I could fix all the skills on it and actually have something that's workable. If I could do that in the period of this next 24 hours, it might be affordable with that 20% discount. But I've got to get it grinded from 40 to 70. So that's a lot of grind. And that means I gotta clear my cache a lot too. So luckily I don't do that with this main phone. I do it with my other phone. That way I don't have to reset my controls each time I clear my cache. But with pilots you have to clear it quite a bit. It doesn't really give you a lot of videos for the pilots. But luckily I'm only working one pilot and it is equipped into my battle hangar too. Yes, sir. So every time you clear your cache, you're also getting rid of your saved controls. It's a little bit of a pain in the nose. I used to have it down to a science where I know where my controls I want them, so swapping them back isn't really too much of a big deal. But with me using the secondary foam for clearing ads, I don't have to do that. I can leave my playing device locked in. And then if I have like an emergency ad, like the last couple ads of the day, I can not even worry about it. I can just play it with my main phone. I don't have to worry about switching over to my secondary phone device. But having two devices with your account on it is kind of a blessing. And if you have two accounts, then you can double it up and use one as a target practice. That way you can test your weapons. I do it individually, and I just use the same target, and then after recording all that, I'll go through every single weapon, one weapon at a time, a la carte, just one single, like one heavy weapon or one light weapon or a weapon set, depending. And then I just use a stopwatch after the fact and record the times on each one. And then I know, okay, well, the Havoc kills it at this time, the Gangle kills it at this time, the Screamer Howlers will do it at this time, and I just go by whichever is showing me the least time, so I know what's killing the quickest. But there is a little bit of a thing with that where if um, the object is moving or at different distances. So if I'll often have to do that several different times because like the things like the mace and cudgel, they work different at different distances. So they do really well up close, but at a far. Yeah, but Ager's not always showing you everything. He's not comparing all the weapons to know every little. And after each event, I'll often do that. I'll check it out and be like, okay, these are my options for like the freaking Nuo build. I might take that up to 600 meters or 550 meters and run the different weapons at that range to see, okay, I get kills with my hazards and whatever, and the Nanya kills it at this, and the Weber kills it at this, and that way I could make an informed decision which one's going to kill with what. And then I just have to figure out, okay, this one's got to be precision, this one has an automatic lockdown. And most of my battles happen within 200 meters. So I'll often use like a 90 meter just so I can keep the Tesla weapons in the spool too. But I should also double check and see which one's firing up the damn Titan quicker too, or the mothership. That would be extra parameters, and this is why I need a BR account. When I get the BR account, I'll just run that all by myself. I'll be able to say, all right, look, here's what you want. If you're going for distance, go with this one. If you're going for short range, go for this one. All right, Ryan. I was just resetting my thing. I'm about to head back in myself. I'm going to keep with the grind for a little bit. I think it's just you and me anyway. Done bored everybody, gone. Ryan, if you're still here, what do you try to get from your supply center? All right, that's cleared. All right, y'all have gotten quiet. If y'all keep talking, I'll keep playing. If not, I may close it down and just grind it out. Colors, y'all's. My bender? What do you mean, my bender? Oh, my profile pic. I don't have a profile pic of a bender. Oh, you must be talking to Ryan. Yep, yep. Ryan's got Bender for his YouTube profile thingy. Alright, I think I'm going to shut this down. I'll try to get it back on about the same time tomorrow. Like 8:30 to midnight seems about right. Oh yeah, my freaking battery's starting to go. Yeah, that seems like a pretty decent run. 4-hour stream every day. It's a little quieter in the evening, so I kind of like the way my stream's picking up earlier in the day. I get a little bit more subs and viewers and stuff. But I think I will keep the time slot from 8:30 to midnight. Maybe midnight and a half. We'll see. But I'm going to call it. I guess I will be seeing y'all's later. Oh, I got to read what you said. Oh, I didn't see if y'all are here. Y'all just got quiet on me. All right, yeah. I'll be back around tomorrow at 8:30 once the videos are clear. Maybe a little earlier, but I'm thinking 8:30 to midnight. That seems about right. 3.5 hour stream. All right, guys. Y'all be good or good at it, and I will catch y'all on the next ones. Peace, y'all.